YouTube, Shukin Stubby here with a review of the Transformers Robots in Disguise Warrior Class Night Ops Bumblebee and Gold Armor Grimlock. So these two make up Wave 4 of the Warrior Class Robots in Disguise figures, and they're already hitting up repaints. Wave 4, and we're already hitting up repaints, but you know what, that's okay, because these two are actually pretty darn cool. Obviously, they are repaints of Bumblebee and Grimlock, both Wave 1 Warrior Class figures that I never took a look at because I just started doing Transformers again, but I did pick them up when they first came out, and I love these guys just as much, but for a little bit different reasons. So I did pick these up at my local Target for $14.99 a piece, the normal Warrior Class price point at Target. So nothing too crazy, but let's go ahead and take a look at Night Ops Bumblebee first, and then follow up with Gold Armor Grimlock. So here is Night Ops Bumblebee, our usual stealth repaint of Bumblebee that swaps the yellows for the blacks. If you put this guy next to the original Bumblebee release, you'll see that everywhere that's black on him is now yellow, and everywhere that was yellow is now black. They just swapped the color palette completely. And you know what, that's okay. I actually really like the way that these normally end up looking. I don't know. I think it's just because the base black works a lot better for me than the base yellow, and it creates a color scheme I really enjoy. I don't really want to say color scheme because it's the same color scheme, it's just the look is more pleasing to my eyeballs than the over yellow that Bumblebee normally is, but that's Bumblebee, so I don't really care because Bumblebee's great. I love Bumblebee. Especially Red Bumblebee, I really like. And his figure's pretty great. He does suffer a little bit from the whole door, this is a roof, Shuki, this is a roof. The car roof on the leg thing, but I don't really see it as too big of a deal. It doesn't really hinder posability a whole lot. So I don't really see it as too big of a deal. He still has the, I assume it's the Star Saber. Might be a Decepticon hunter shaped like a sword. I don't really know what they were going at with this. But he still comes with the same one. It's the same clear blue plastic that his windows are still molded in. So that's not new. But we'll just set that aside for now. Like I said, nothing's new about this figure. Same head sculpt. Same everything about him. Nothing new whatsoever. The doors you can kind of position however you want to. I just like to fold them back like this because it helps kind of keep this in place. And I think it just adds a little bit to his profile. Or profile? I think it's his profile. But anyway, articulation-wise, you do have a ball and socket. Yeah, it's a ball and socket joint, I think. Right up here at the shoulder. And a good old swivel right there. Due to transformation, but it is there. Single joint at the elbow, but you do have a swivel right there. A ball and socket. I don't know, that's a swivel system? Yeah, it's a swivel right there. At the hip, so you get all sorts of articulation. You do get a thigh swivel, a single joint at the knee, and a little bit of foot movement due to transformation. So, pretty simple. I like the way he looks quite a bit. I've always liked this design of Bumblebee. I think it's great. His character's great. Will Friedle's great. And I like this color scheme quite a bit on him. There's a little bit of something I will point out when we get to vehicle mode, but as he stands in robot mode, I really like him quite a bit. So transformation for this guy, like most of the Red Warrior class figures, is pretty easy. Just flip that up. Flip the feet in, rotate that around 180 degrees, peg all this together. It'll more than likely come off again, but just kind of deal with it. Line these up, bring these forward, just like that, and a lot of things will just start kind of clicking into place. Fold that backward, push this together. I don't remember this being really hard on my original Bumblebee, but this one in particular does not want to peg in the front. So it ends up kind of gappy. But you can probably sand that down a little bit and try to fix that. So resituate everything up here so that everything is tabbed in. These doors will get hooked on the arms apparently. And so just line all these up. And finally, when it's all said and done, you just take the sword and plug it right in down there. It does look a little bit goofy sticking out back there. It's not something you need to do, but there is storage for the sword, which is always definitely appreciated. So here is Night Ops Bumblebee in vehicle mode, and I love this a lot. I always dug Rid Bumblebee's vehicle mode as well. It's kind of angular in a way that I just really like. And the black color scheme really works for this figure quite a bit with the yellow accents. I just really like the way that it ends up looking in vehicle mode. It's sleek, and I like it a lot. The yellow wheels are a big topic amongst collectors and everything. Like, oh, the yellow wheels are awful. I don't mind the yellow wheels a whole lot. It sticks with the color scheme, and I'm actually okay with that. The Legion class figure has gray wheels, and I'm really curious on how that would look on this guy. I would not appreciate black wheels. I think if you throw black wheels on here, it's just too much black. I'd have to see it to kind of know for sure, but I don't think I would like black wheels on the black car. But gray might be okay, but honestly, I kind of dig the yellow wheels. It's kind of out there, and I feel it's actually something Bumblebee would do just because he's Bumblebee. So I don't mind the yellow wheels. They could use a little bit of silver paint right there. That might make them pop a little bit and be a little bit more pleasing to the eye for some people. But I don't know. I like the yellow wheels. So there is Bumblebee's vehicle mode. Transformation back is super duper simple. Basically just reverse everything we just did. Make sure you take the sword out or that'll get caught in places. Basically just kind of wiggle them around in your hand a whole bunch. And everything will kind of unpeg. And then from there, everything is super simple. Swing that up and around. Swing these out. Swing this back. Peg that into place. Fold those over. Twist that around. Pop his legs apart. Position his shoulders however high or low you please. Take the sword. Pop it back into his hand, and you are back to robot mode for Night Ops Bumblebee. Again, just really cool. So moving along to Gold Armor Grimlock. Came quite a bit too. It's funny that Bumblebee and Grimlock get released together, their repaints, because those were the first two figures I bought. And in fact, those are the only Wave 1 Rid releases for the Warrior class anyway that I bought, so it's funny I'm buying them again. But I like this a lot. Obviously, any Transformers fan that's watching this will know that this is Generation 1 Grimlock colors. I am happy to say that the gold is a lot more pleasing in person. The packaging art, as you will see from the photo gallery I've attached to this on my blog, is a lot more brilliant of a gold. It's like the typical gold paint that like Bandai and Takara uses normally. But obviously we are just greeted with this dull bronze-ish color plastic, which looked awful in a lot of photos. It almost looked orange, but I'm happy to say that in person it is not that bad at all. I would have really appreciated the gold paint for sure, but I don't mind what we actually got. For plastic, I don't really care all that much. So it works. However, unlike Bumblebee, he is greeted with a new head sculpt. It's the same general head sculpt. Same word all over the place here. It's the same general head shape with the little tiny little ears and stuff. However, he has a battle mask on, which makes it look a little bit more Gen 1-esque Grimlock, which is definitely appreciative since that is what they're going with for this whole motif. I like this figure a lot. It's my favorite robot mode of the Rid Warrior releases I've picked up so far. The shoulders, the elbow thing is a shame. There is a ratchet system in here and a little tab that keeps everything in place. However, if you keep doing it a lot, that tab starts to basically create a lot of friction bends, and that'll eventually just snap. And then his arm will basically be rendered useless. Just a big floppy mess. Or you won't be able to move it at all. One or the other. My original Grimlock has an arm that basically doesn't move. So, it's really unfortunate. I don't know if this is actually fixed or not. It's the same system that they had, so I want to say it's not fixed. But I haven't had too many problems with it so far, so we shall see what happens with this guy. But other than that, articulation-wise, you just have a rotation at the shoulder, but you do have a swivel inside the shoulder to get that motion. Like I said, you do have a simple back and forth ratchet. I don't know why they went with a ratchet there, to be honest. They did not need to. I think a friction joint would have been just fine. But you do get a swivel at the lower bicep there. You do get a little bit of wrist movement due to transformation. No waist movement. Similar swivel system to Bumblebee right there at the hips. Thigh swivel, knee joint, and a little bit of toe movement, but again, that is because of transformation. So about the same level of articulation on Bumblebee you can find on Grimlock. And yes, if you want to, you can take Bumblebee's sword and you can give it to Grimlock if you so please, since G1 Grimlock did have a sword accessory, if I remember correctly. So if you want to give the sword to Grimlock or something, you can. But Grimlock's known for his strength. You don't need no weapons. So I like the looks of it. It captures Generation 1 Grimlock very well. A little bit of liberties taken down on the legs there, but I like the way that it overall looks. It's still Rid Grimlock for sure, but it's a nice little throwback to G1 that I can definitely appreciate growing up with the Dinobots and stuff. It's an homage that I am perfectly okay with and works quite well for this mold, actually. So here we go. For transformation, pretty simple. I always really like this transformation. You just swip that around. That's a new one. Fold those arms forward and these down. Basically down here, these are going to unpeg just like that. It's basically just a tube that goes back and forth. And do it on the other side. Mine are really tight. I watched Bolt Matrix's review and his was super loose. Mine are super tight. Go figure. Good old Hasbro quality control, guys. So just peg that all together. Unfold these toes. Give as much room as you need. Then that will rest right up there to form his tail and his back. And these will just simply peg right in there. Flip the arms around. These will become the dino legs. Of course, fold those arms or hands up. They are really gaudy right there, but what are you going to do? Plop him down, and you have Gold Armor Grimlock in his dinosaur mode. I like this mode quite a bit too. The black hands bother me quite a bit. They just stand out like a sore thumb. If they were on the insides, I probably wouldn't care as much, but being on the outside, they totally stick out no matter what direction you face this guy. And that's a little bit of a bummer, but it's not a huge deal breaker or anything like that. The red eyes are definitely creepy on this mold. They were fine for G1 because everyone's eyes were like that, but in a more kind of cartoonish style like Robots in Disguise, when you get a figure and it's just deep red, soulless eyes, it's kind of really off-putting. Honestly, I would have preferred just normal eyes for Grimlock here. He still retains the jaw little lever there so you can open up his mouth if you want to. I like the look of it a lot. It still succeeds in the whole G1 thing, especially in the stature of him. He's not like normal T-Rexes like this. He's still more of a weirdly shaped old school T-Rex. And you can have him pretty much with tail on the ground just like G1 Grimlock. His head's a little bit raised, but he still works quite well. So you can pose him however you want. You do get the full swivel right there. So you can get him in kind of raise his head a little bit and get him in a roaring position or something. It actually kind of looks like he's trying to take a dump. So ignore that. But yeah, not a bad figure at all. I like this mode a lot, but I think the robot mode definitely shines on this guy a lot more than the dinosaur mode does. So to get back to the robot mode, once again, very, very simple. Fold these back up. Fold these back up. And just kind of get your nails in there, get your fingers in there. Pry the two tail pieces apart. Flip that around. Push that apart, flip that around, flip that tail part in. And line this up, and that will slide back in. Like I said, on my figure, they are really tight. So your mileage may vary on that. But Bolt Matrix also had problems with his Night Ops Bumblebee's joints, and mine are fine with that too. So I guess I just got lucky or he got super unlucky. Peg all those together, make sure that those dinosaur mode arms are all the way in the back. Flip the arms around. Flip the hands out. Flip the hands out. Anyway, fold that back into the back of the back there. Lots of backs. And you are back to robot mode for Gold Armor Grimlock. Again, I think the robot mode works a whole lot better than the dinosaur mode does. It's not necessarily bad, but I just dig the robot mode quite a bit more. So overall, given how extensive the cast in Rid is, it's really disappointing that Wave 4 we're already hitting repaints. That's not necessarily to say that these are bad figures. They're just as good as when they originally came out. Hopefully Grimlock's elbows are a little bit stronger than they were before. Because I don't want any more Grimlock breakage. Because I like the mold a lot. If it wasn't for those elbows, it would probably be one of my favorite deluxes we've had recently, but regardless, I do like these quite a bit. The paint schemes really work for me. I like the G1 aesthetic on Goldfire, Gold Armor, Grimlock. Goldfire is a different thing completely. Night Ops Bumblebee is just a thing I always enjoy. I know a lot of people don't, but it's just a color scheme I really like on Bumblebee. The inverted color scheme really works for me, and so it's a color scheme that I like a lot on Bumblebee. So it's a figure I like a whole lot, and I know a lot of people probably will not, and they'll probably be simple passes. If you are a G1 fan, it's worth taking a look at Gold Armor Grimlock. If you're okay with the color gold used, I don't think you'll have a whole problem with it. It does need a little bit more paint applications to really capture the aesthetic completely, but as it is a great figure, as is Bumblebee. If you like these paint schemes, go for it. If not, leave them on the shelf. Go for the old ones, whatever you want to do. But I don't have a problem with either of these, and I think the paint schemes are quite enjoyable. So, as always, thanks for watching. Take care, and have a great one. Bye.